If your wife has pulled away, grown cold, or even asked for space, and you're wondering if there's any hope left, I have a story to tell you. Now, earlier this year, a concrete business owner named Joshua reached out to me. His wife left, went to her dad's house, and told him she wasn't coming home until he moved out. They had no contact for 3 weeks. She sent him divorce papers and made her demands quite clear.
Well, then she would come at me with something like, I want you to sign the divorce papers. I want to be separated for 5 months.
Now, most men in that situation, they would have panicked, honestly, right? They would have chased, bent over backwards to make her happy, just trying anything to stop the hemorrhaging. But Joshua did something different, completely different. There are 3 specific disciplines that not only stopped divorce, but brought her back in 3 months.
As you can see now, she's right there. So, I mean, I'm back home where I wanted to be.
These disciplines work even when your wife seems completely done. The second one softens her guard and brings back her warm, loving, feminine side without having you to chase or beg for it. Now let's start with this first principle because it is what breaks through the walls that she's been building up, those emotional walls. Master this one and you'll connect with her on a level that I'm telling you, you haven't in years. Listen to Joshua explain it.
Not listening, not communicating, the communication one. That was one of my biggest things. I was not a good communicator at all. I would shut down, shut out. So that one really helped me. I watched that one like 30 times. I don't argue with her. We talk about a problem. Like we've had a couple problems. We sit down and we talk about them. I've had a couple triggers. We sit down and talk about them and then we move on. Stay calm and communicate with her.
Yeah.
Now he's talking about calm presence, right? Just like even right now when you're listening to me, are you stable? Are you focused? Are you completely listening to every word I'm saying? Because calm presence, it means you stop reacting when she's testing you. Instead, you begin to listen and validate with what she's saying. Now, most men, they do one of 3 things when their wife tests them. They'll either dismiss her, they'll try to use logic to dismantle what she's saying, or they'll react by getting angry or shutting down. Now, each of these makes her feel unseen and disrespected, and calm presence corrects those. Now, here's how Joshua used to mess it up.
So we had no contact for 3 weeks at least. No contact for like 3 weeks. And she would send me lawyer papers or she would say, you need to go see the lawyer. The papers are ready to sign, something like that. And that was before I was getting help. I would blow up. Well, then she would come at me with something like, I want you to sign the divorce papers. I want to be separated for 5 months. Then I want you to come back and talk to me and see if you can talk to a person like you're supposed to talk to them.
Mm.
So instead of blowing up, I was more like, I understand you want 5 months. I get that. Can we do that without a divorce? Can we just see how it goes? And then it just started leading back to us talking again. Instead of blowing up like I would have, I think she was sitting there like, oh shit, he didn't say what I thought he was going to say.
Mm.
And plus I had help.
When he said, I understand you want 5 months, that's calm presence. He didn't argue or defend himself. Most men fear by taking the stance that they are somehow agreeing with her, that she's more likely to leave faster. But validating her words doesn't mean you're agreeing with them. Okay, it doesn't mean you're agreeing with what she's saying. It means you just need to create a safe space for her to feel heard and understood. And then those emotions get dissipated, washed away, and she's more open to receiving what you believe. Because that's how you connect with her again. You remove the emotional weight in the storm and you see clearly you two together. But here's the thing, staying calm in that moment, that's the hard part. And for most men, that's the instinct is to react. It comes from somewhere deeper. Now, if you want to master calm presence yourself, you have to understand where your anger is actually coming from. And here's how that looked for Joshua.
I'm prior military and I was raised military.
Mm.
That did not help.
Mm.
I didn't have per se the worst childhood, but I didn't have a good childhood.
Mm.
And it finally got to the point whenever she made me realize what I did that I had to get help. So it was more of a military, anger, my dad, a bunch of things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it, in the beginning, it wasn't like that, but it really triggered again when I opened my business. I had all the stress, all the weight on my shoulders and everything.
See, Josh's dad, he really yelled. It's a military-trained dad, right? Caused him to react fast. And his business stress made it a lot worse. So when his wife pushed him, he exploded. Does that sound familiar? You know, most men, they carry anger from their past. It's just this karmic generational pattern of anger. And they never discovered how to process it and just let that weight go in an effective way. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But the good news is that you can fix this like Josh did. Here's how he kept his calm presence.
The 100% thing for me was staying calm. That was my biggest thing, was staying calm. And I mean, I think I'm doing pretty good.
A lot better than what you would have.
I mean, I have some times at work. She's went to work with me a couple times, and the guys have done some stupid shit, and I've blown up a little bit, but I don't do it towards her.
If she were to say or do something that would make you normally get upset, like what's the process? Do you go within yourself to not react in anger? Do you take deep breaths? Or do you remind yourself of something? What do you do?
Right now,
Yeah.
it's more of I love her with all my heart. It's one of them deals when I first seen her, it was like I want her, and I'll do whatever it takes. So I just remind myself of that every time I get irritated or triggered. I sometimes I get hateful, but I stay calm and I talk to her. But it's pretty much whenever something happens, I remind myself of what I went through for that 2.5, 3 months that was fucking miserable.
Mm.
So I remind myself, stay calm or you're going to go through that again.
Yeah.
And then the outcome may not be like what it is now.
Now, Josh reminds himself of two things: how much love he has for her and how bad those 3 months were, how they felt. Right now, that's his anchor. But you need one too. When she tests you, and she will test you, okay? Pause and breathe. Remember the thing you're going toward, not the fear that's pulling you away. And don't take what she says personally, by the way. Remember that underneath all those words that are hurting you, she just has a need to feel safe again. So give her that safety by talking calmly. Don't yell, don't walk away, have calm presence.
Try talking to her, try communicating with her. Don't shut down or get defensive and scream at her or yell at her or whatever.
When you master this, her nervous system begins to relax. When this happens, that's the moment her story about you shifts. Now, this next discipline is what brings her back to the woman that you once married, where that warm, loving, feminine side you fell in love with comes back to you. This one separates the men who build their marriage from the man who stays just like stuck, right? Now, Joshua almost missed this. And if he had, his wife would still be at her dad's house right now. He comes right out and says it, and then his wife confirms it. Have a listen.
Would you think that I've taken and handling leadership pretty good?
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the things that attracted you back to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just finally decided enough was enough, so I asked her, I want you to be a stay-at-home mom, take care of the kids. I'll take care of everything else, and she agreed.
He's talking about loving leadership. When you love to lead, to become a leader of her, of everyone in your life, it means you make decisions, okay? You handle problems proactively, not when they arise. You carry the weight so she doesn't have to. For Josh, that meant telling his wife to stay home with the kids while he handled all the business, right? And all the bills. Now for you, it might mean something completely different. Maybe you do take charge of finances, or you plan the family vacation. Maybe you finally complete that project around the house that's been broken for months. Whatever it is, identify where you're not taking the lead, where she's stepping into that leadership role, and then you step into it. And recognize she's going to test you at first, but she wants you to lead, to make her life easier. And here's why that matters. When you do lead, she relaxes. And when she relaxes, that warm, loving, feminine side comes back. Think about it like this. When you're driving and she's in the passenger seat, she can relax. She can look out the window and she can take a deep breath in relief that you are taking the wheel. But if you keep on asking her, where should I turn? What should I do? Where do I go? She's going to be stressed out herself, right? Like you don't know where you're going. And now she has to actively spend energy to take the leadership role, to take the masculine state. And when she gets in her masculine state, she's stressed out because it's not her default nature. She goes into survival mode.
Well, I mean, talk about leading the family. Yeah. I mean, more than anything, you're like, I got this, right? Like I'm going to take handle of the ship. And I mean, you can ask her if you want, but like that helps a woman usually just be able to relax and feel more safe when the guy is leading in the relationship. And when she's feeling safer, I mean, she can breathe. She doesn't have to step into her masculine and take charge and get stressed out and all this stuff. So
now we have a whole framework how to be that masculine man and all the behaviors you need to shift right now, how to speak to her, to engage her feminine side, to create that polarity and attraction. The best way to get that resource right now is set up a free call with our marriage evaluators. On that call, you're going to fill out a free application. We're going to give you an hour to really give you a strategy to hammer this home, to change how she feels towards you, to save the marriage. But only set that call up. It's not a free advice call. Set that call up if you're ready to take action and do something differently. Now, the first two disciplines, the calm presence and the loving leadership, they do a lot of the heavy lifting. But there's still one more discipline that Josh used and that he had to master to get to where he was with his wife. And this one's a little bit harder because it's not so much about what you do with her, but about what you do with yourself. This discipline breaks the cycle and stops you from repeating the same patterns of the past. It's about finding forgiveness. Listen to our conversation around this idea.
I mean, obviously, like, she's not perfect, you're not perfect, but a lot of it comes down to forgiveness too, for the things both of you guys, like forgiving yourself, I think is a big one for you, Josh, is like the things over the years of getting upset. Did you practice forgiving yourself and what that looks like?
Oh, yeah.
Walk me through that process. How are you able to do that?
I think about the good times more than the bad times. So, like, whenever we have an incident, we had so many, I can't even really think about a particular one, but I just have to realize that it was her asking for help, not me or complaining. It was her asking for help.
This means you stop carrying the weight of your past mistakes. It means you finally let go. And Josh couldn't accept forgiveness from his wife until he forgave himself first. And here is why. When you hold on to guilt, when you hold on to the shame of things you've done wrong, you can't move forward. You're putting one foot into the past, okay? And one foot into the future, and you're pissing on the present. Someone said that to me today, so I want to tell you that's a really good analogy about not focusing on the present moment. And when you're stuck, you keep on repeating the same patterns because that's where your focus is. It's like carrying a backpack full of rocks, and every mistake you make, every time you blow up, every regret, it's another rock in that backpack. You can't run, you can't climb, you're just dragging weight everywhere you go. And forgiveness is taking that off and letting go. And even science shows that when you learn to forgive yourself for your mistakes that you made in your marriage, both of you feel closer and more satisfied in the relationship. There is literal science and studies about backing this up, about how important forgiveness is. It helps you to release that guilt and shame. And Josh stopped beating himself up for his past. He started to focus on the good times and to have gratitude. And when his wife complained, he reframed it. So many guys, they think, oh, she's attacking me. But every criticism she has for you is a request in disguise. There's a need underneath that complaint that you have to find. And when you can reframe it to that, it makes a world of difference. Now, I want to share something powerful about forgiveness that you may not even realize.
So forgiving your father, I mean, you don't actually have to have a conversation with him. You can write a letter and never give it to him. And you could just visualize just saying sorry to him, and he doesn't even have to. See, the thing is, you're not forgiving him for him, right, Josh? Like, forgiveness isn't for the other person. It's for yourself, right? Because when you hold on to things, I don't know if you are, but if a man holds on to resentment towards someone, especially his father, it's like you're drinking the poison expecting him to die. And because if you think about it, I mean, for your kids too, right? If they see a man that's calm and collected and communicates, they're going to bring that forward to their kids when they get older.
That's what I'm trying to do. I noticed a big difference in my kids. It really bothered them bad on the separation. And I don't know, I see a big change in them, especially my son.
Joshua is breaking the karmic family cycle, okay? So his children don't go through the same pain. And when you look at all the past pain and finally choose to let that go, to forgive and see differently, you stop carrying that weight into your marriage. And your wife feels it. So do your kids. So does everyone else. So here's what you need to do. I want you to write a letter. Okay, take action, because that's what brings the information down to your heart and you embody it. You don't have to send it to her. Just write down what you need to forgive yourself for, what you need to forgive her for, everyone else. What weight are you still carrying? It can be stuff from your childhood, but you're carrying it, okay? I'm gonna give you a resource at the end of this one on forgiveness, but with that letter, I want you to write it out and feel the pain, feel what it is, and I want you to go take it somewhere where you can burn it and not cause a fire, and release that emotional weight. It's a very powerful exercise. A therapist would charge you $120 per hour just for that one exercise alone, okay? It's powerful, okay? And forgiveness is one of those things where it's not like a light switch that you can just turn on and off, right? You can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna forgive my wife. Okay, done. I forgive my wife. No, it's a dimmer, okay? And you are slowly, through this process, slowly turning it off. And resentment may arise again. And then you got to learn how to forgive again. It's an active process that you're going to be constantly doing as time goes on. But I'm telling you, the more that you can forgive and truly let go in those moments when you normally react to her and live in the past and cause that subconscious pattern to repeat with her and your kids, you're choosing a new path, a new destiny. That's the power of this. If you want support in a coach who's worked with hundreds of guys in your exact situation to guide you faster along this process to get results like Josh, set up a call for tune down below. Thank you for watching. Here's the video resource right here. I'll see you in the next one.